Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert's Sports Show. I'm your host, Robert. Alright, GCW Ashes to Ashes reviews took place over the weekend on Saturday at the Showboat Hotel, Atlantic City. Actually, probably I'd say the top home of GCW there in Atlantic City at the Showboat. I don't like the new room they're in. I like the older room better, but I'm getting used to the new room. Alright, so we had a really good show. Some crazy matches. Oh my god. We had everything from a Lucha Libre match to death matches and everything in between. Alright, so we had first match. We had the GCW Extreme title on the line in a 6-way Scramble match. Oh, gotta love these Scramble matches. We had Alec, Zayne, Broski, Jimmy Lloyd, Jack Cartwheel, Marcus Mather, the current or the GCW Extreme Champion, Joey Janela, and the cutest in the world, Maki, Itoh, part of the Maki Death Kill Gang. A typical Scramble match, just Lucha Libre stars everywhere. We had Jack Cartwheel doing his cartwheels. Joey Janela, we know Joey, he's the bad boy. The Broski, Jimmy Lloyd. Jimmy needs to work on his promo skills because these promos that Matt Cardona are writing for him are just overall, pretty good match. Ended up giving it 3.5 stars, and we have a new GCW Extreme Champion, Maki Itoh. Next up, we had a hardcore match. GCW tag titles on the line. We had champions Violence is Forever versus Xunt, Dark Sheik, and Sawyer. Not as hardcore and violent as I was expecting. Violence Forever, one of the top independent tag teams out there. I give this match 3.25, and the Violence is Forever, Dominic, Garrini, and Kevin Koo retain their tag team titles. Now, next up, we had a 6-man tag match. One of my new favorite luchadors, Oni El Bendito, teaming up with Los Macizos, Ciclope, and Miedo Extremo, going against the trio of Radrick, Mr. Danger, and Yaki. When you have hardcore meets Lucha Libre, Oni El Bendito, and then three Lucha Libre style high flyers of Radrick, Mr. Danger, and Yaki. Yaki. Styles do make fights. This one was one of those where the power style just took over, and the things that Oni El Bendito can do, second to none. And Los Macizos and Bendito getting the victory over the three, I would say, Southern stars. Radrick, Mr. Danger, Yaki. You see a lot of Radrick in New South and in that era, Alabama area. Sometimes he'll get up north and do some stuff in the Northeast. But Los Macizos getting the victory. I still gave that match 3.5. Next up, we had Danhausen versus the Methodic One, the mercenary Charles Mason and his muscle Parrow. This match was a little wonky because you have Charles Mason who takes the almost like grocery bags and puts it over the face of his opponents and just pulls on the back of it, trying to suffocate him, and he's methodically trying to just kill his opponent over, literally. Of course, Danhausen puts a spell on him. So the match was okay. Danhausen was able to get away with a quick roll-up victory. I give it 2.75, but the whole Charles Mason villain theme, him and Richard Holiday and Parrow, it's been going on for a couple of years. He's just been very methodic, and I love the fact he plays the same character in House of Glory, in GCW, and in Unsanctioned Pro. Wherever he's at, it's the same exact character across all the independents. Next up, we had John Wayne Murdoch and Brandon Kirk in a death match. Now, if you don't know who Brandon Kirk is, he does a few things in GCW, but mainly he's an ICW No Holds Barred. John Wayne Murdoch, One thing Nick Gage said over the weekend, he's the most decorated deathmatch wrestler in the world, which I don't doubt that. He was ICW No Holds Barred champion for a while. He's held some other titles I've seen. He is a true deathmatch legend. So is Brandon Kirk, though. You can love the Kirks, you can hate the Kirks, but the Kirks know how to deathmatch wrestle. When you have doors and you have chairs and you have the fans help. John Wayne Murdoch had a fan help him hit Brandon Kirk. It was hilarious. And then you put people through these doors and chairs, these makeshift bridges, and then they kick out at one. It's like they no-sell it. It's like sometimes a no-sell on a spot like that is like, oh damn, that pumps you up. For me at least. I know some people hate the no-sells. Well, they need to sell more. They need to get to almost to 3 and then kick out. It's not realistic if they kick out at 1. I don't care. I enjoy that kind of stuff. These two just tore it down. I ended up giving this match 3.5. And the fact that you give death matches 3.5, 4-star, and there's a couple that I give that to. For me, when I watch a death match, I look at the chair spots, the door spots, the gusset plate spots, the glass spots, the tube spots. Those is moves. So if you think of Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson, it's all about submission holds. It's all about manipulating the body of your opponent. Put them in this hold if they can get out, then they counter this hold. I look at deathmatch wrestling in that light as well. I look, okay, when they use a door, okay, that's kind of like a suplex. When they use a gusset plate, that's kind of like an armbar. And you kind of, is it kind of flow in the match? Like these two flowed together. It all kind of flowed in pieces. And there's sometimes you might have one of these matches where they're just sitting there hitting each other with tubes. Yeah, I don't like those. But John Wayne Murdoch getting the victory here. They're going to get set 3.5 star. Pretty damn good match. Next up, we had Microman and Tony Deppen. Sometimes Microman, when he wrestles people, it's intriguing. Other times it's like a yawn fest. He was wrestling Tony Deppen here. It was okay. It was a little less than 7 minutes. I didn't give it 2.5 star. Microman is an incredible talent. Sometimes it's kind of like I don't get into his matches, but Microman getting the victory here. It's kind of like Microman match for me is kind of like what is that wrestler from Pro Wrestling Noah, the Doll. It's kind of like watching those matches. Sometimes they're interesting, sometimes there's not. It's kind of there for me. Next up, we had Blake Christian and Shane Mercer taking on the Gahbage Daddies, Alec Price and Cole Radrick. I kind of like this tag team. I kind of like the way they've kind of put them together. They're kind of similar in the way they wrestle. Blake Christian, your GCW World Champion, and his right-hand man. It's kind of, Mercer and Blake Christian is a version of, I'm not comparing it exactly to, a version of Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash. Kind of that muscle guy, kind of enforcer with the young hot thing. The cocky heel, it's kind of like that little combination of it. Them two teaming up, 3.25 star match, Blake Christian and Shane Mercer getting the victory. Next up, we had Effy versus Mance Warner in an Atlantic City strap match. These two are going to kill each other, straight up. The fact that Effy and Mance used chairs, used the strap, used doors, and then Mercer took it one step further and after the match and attacked Effy with a drill and was drilling into his forehead. And it took Dark Sheik and Cole Radrick, the Garbage Daddies, Dark Sheik, and Alec to come out and break it up. Mance and Effy need to be, I'm guessing a steel cage or something that just blow this off, because these two have been just trying to kill each other. I ended up giving this match 3.5 star. with everything that went on, Effy actually got the victory there. Next up, we were treated to a death match with Abdul Kabashida and Matt Tremont. Lots of tubes, lots of glass, lots of barbed wire, lots of destruction, 13.5 minutes of just tearing one another apart. 3.5-star match with Abdul Kabashi getting the victory over Matt Tremont. And then our main event was a death match. Nick Gage with Dewey Donovan taking on Ryuji Itoh. These two tore it down. There was so much glass in the ring. It was literally piles of glass throughout the ring. Of tubes. They used doors. They used everything you could think of. In 15 minutes, you just carnage. I ended up giving the match 3 3/4 star with Nick Gage getting the victory. So that is GCW Ashes to Ashes. Stay tuned for the review of GCW. So much fun. As always, thanks for watching Robert Sports Show, and don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports and content.